like it's been a little while since I've actually watched a routine. It has been a few days because I had already seen several and I had some ready to be uploaded. And then my brother came into town and I have been hanging around with him and everything. So I haven't had much chance to sit down and watch a routine. So I'm going to do one now. This is for Tom Segura, the first 48, or completely normal, whatever. This one was, I think his name was recommended to me. I thought something about the first 48, but I've never seen it before. I've never heard of this guy before. So I'm going to go ahead and check it out.
God, it's so weird. People ask me, like, I get asked fucking travel advice from strangers. Can we just break down how crazy that is? Like, people come up to me and they're like, hey, you travel a lot, right? And I'm like, yeah. Where should I go? I don't fucking know you, man.
Right.
You ask travel advice to people who know you intimately. They know you well. They can guide you based on what they know about you. I mean, you don't ask strangers dining advice, right? Because you're like, hey, where should I eat tonight? I know I've never met you before in my life, but do you think you could give me a recommendation? Yeah, you should try this dim sum place. But then that person might go, oh, I hate the Asian world. And you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that about you. Yeah, I killed like 4 of them. What are you, like a serial killer or something? Yeah. Now you're in an awkward conversation with a serial killer. Here's all I'm saying. I can't tell you where to go. I can tell you where not to go. Wherever they film the first 48 on A&E. Oh, if you're not familiar with the show, here's what it is. Camera crews follow real homicide detectives for the first 48 hours after a murder. And the reason that time distinction is so important is that after 48 hours, they give up on that murder. They're like, that's some old shit. What do you want to do today? Like, how about you keep trying to solve that murder, man? That shit happened on Monday. It's Wednesday. We're not going to solve that shit.
Got another one to take care of.
There are so many amazing moments on that show. So many. A lot of the episodes take a similar path. I'm blown away, first of all, at how many times there's a witness to a murder. It's crazy. I always thought murders happen in dark alleys. Nobody saw shit. No. Every other episode, they're like, you see that shit? And the guy's like, I saw that shit. Yeah. Where? Right fucking here. Really? I was standing here, and then he killed that dude there.
There's the body language.
What he looked like? He was like 5'2" to 6'8", something like that. And they're like, that's the fucking description you're going to give us?
Right.
Uh-huh. Anything else about him? Yeah, he had ears too. Thanks, man. No problem. They still will sketch that shit out. And they show it to people. Do you know this guy? And everyone's like, nah. But then one guy will be like, yeah, that's Cricket right there. They're like, oh shit. You know him? I've been knowing Cricket 27 years.
Well, he does a good voice.
What's his real name? Man, that's just Cricket. I don't even know. Stop being white and weird. That's a perfect fucking impression, and you know exactly who that was, okay? Yeah, it's a black guy, and he's wearing a wife beater, and he's got on a dirty hat, and he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't visualize all that, but still.
Well, you find out he's 76 years old. And he speaks super aggressively to the cops. Like, I've been out here for a minute. And they're like, all right, Jesus Christ. When was the last time you saw him? He came through with jellyfish last week. They were looking for some smoke. And they're like, all right, Jesus Christ.
Yelling.
They always cut to the whitest detective from that guy, too. They cut from that guy to the guy who's like, I don't think he's going to help us out. We're going to have to find Cricket on our own. That show has the best moment in television. It's the most dramatic thing you could ever see. Because real life and that is the interrogation. The interrogation is amazing because here's the thing about drama. You want to have a great dramatic moment, raise the stakes. Guess what? There's no higher stakes than somebody being questioned about taking somebody else's life. It's inherently compelling television. It is also super serious. But the detectives insist on using the suspect's street name, so the whole thing turns into a fucking cartoon. Like, they're literally like, your life is on the line. We need to talk to you. Why don't you have a seat, little stank? Why don't you sit down for a second? Did you or did you not know Dookie shoes? I don't know no Dookie shoes. I got a picture of you hanging out with Dookie shoes. I mean, I seen them. I don't know. And then they'll throw one bit of evidence against the wall, hoping it'll solve the case. They'll be like, well, we were talking to Naamin, and he said that you were at the 7-Eleven last week. And he'll be like, yeah, I shot him in the face. And you're like, God damn, really? That's all it took to break you? Dude, lie. Lie for longer.
Mm-hmm. Make it more interesting, right?
You can't lie for 10 fucking minutes about it? Like, dudes will break on anything. They'll be like, we heard you had on a blue shirt last Friday. Yeah, I stabbed those 4 people. Dude, a lot of people have blue shirts, man. You can still get out of this. Here's what I've learned watching that show, okay? Lawyer up. You can't handle that shit. Everybody's like, I'm going to talk to the cops and straighten this whole thing out. You're going to do 25 to life. Have fun with that, man. Nobody asked for a lawyer. I've seen 300 people get interrogated on this show. 2 of them were like, can I talk to a lawyer? And both times the detectives were like, fuck! And then at the end of those episodes that said on the screen, all charges against Tayshaun were dropped. Or Jim, pick a fucking name. Let's be honest, there's no Jims on the show. I've seen every episode, and none start with, hey, Bryce, can we talk to you for a second, man? Where were you last Friday? I was over at Tanner's house. Then Skylar had a party, so we went over there.
Oh, my God.
And then we picked up Connor, and we had pancakes.
Some very white names, right?
Sorry, bro. Detective, bro.
Oh, that's funny. So I've seen the first 48 just a handful of times, and it is true they seem to be able to solve a lot of homicides in the first 48. Obviously, yes, he's joking naturally that after the first 48, they don't continue to try. It's just, as we all know, the first 48 hours after a homicide, that's the most crucial. That's when they have the highest chance of solving the murder. So I like crime type shows. I find them very interesting, but I like more. So the first 48 is reality type show based, and it's interesting to me, but I prefer true crime things more that are framed more like a documentary, that are done more like a documentary, like stuff that they have on Investigation Discovery. I like to watch different things from there, but not necessarily the reality show aspect of it. So like in some of these crime documentaries, they'll intersperse real footage. But there's something about watching a real life reality show type sort of situation, even if it's for crime stuff, which I find interesting, is not quite as captivating to me. I guess because it's real life, and it's not real life. Crime solving isn't quite as compressed or dramatic as the things that you see when you watch a crime documentary, which things have been sort of constructed in such a way that it flows pretty quickly and pretty fairly smoothly, and it's kind of dramatic the way they put it together. But yeah, that's funny. So this guy, I had never heard of him before, like I said. And while he's pretty funny, I mean, he gave me some chuckles, and the stuff he says obviously is quite true. A lot of the stereotypes, but still largely true. But I find his brand of humor, he had some physical, acting out stuff that he did, and the voice that he did for the black guy, the stereotypical black guy, was very good. This dude should be a voice actor for different characters, like in maybe he is, for all I know. I have no idea. This is my complete first introduction to this dude, but I find his brand of humor not quite as uproarious as I've found some of the other people that I've watched. I think Bill Burr has probably made me laugh the most out of all the different ones I've seen so far. And I don't know how much of that is, well, I mean, Zach is pretty funny. Zach was my very first comedy reaction video that I did. Bill Burr was my second. But Bill Burr, it feels to me like he's had more of an impact on me as far as the humor. Like a lot of the stuff super serious and pretty dark, but the way he frames it is hilarious to me. Maybe I'm a little spoiled going into some of these, expecting to laugh just as hard at everybody as I did at Bill Burr. And that's unfair because every comedian is different. And, this guy, maybe if I saw more of his stuff, I could appreciate it a little more. Not that I didn't appreciate it, but it was kind of like, he felt quite subdued. Like his comedy is kind of, feels like it's just kind of, you know what I mean? Not super dramatic, just kind of like even keeled. I don't even know if I'm describing it correctly, but I mean, I certainly don't feel like this was a waste of my time at all. None of these so far have been, but maybe there's another one of his that I should check out before I say to myself, he's funny, but it's kind of muted comedy. It's a little bit, I don't know. It's not Bill Burr. Nothing's Bill Burr, is it? Anyway, okay. Well, that's all I can think of for now. Nothing else is coming to me, and once again, it's late, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now, you guys. Nos vemos.